You've probably heard this one before, right? The idea that we're all walking around with this incredible supercomputer in our heads, but we're only using a tiny little piece of it. Well, today, we're going to tackle one of the most famous myths out there, the 10% brain myth. So this is the big question. This idea has been around for, generations. It's this thought that 90% of our brain is just sitting there, dormant, kind of waiting for us to unlock it, right? Maybe with some special pill or training program. Let's really dig into what's actually going on here.
And there it is. That's the line you hear everywhere. This simple, really powerful statement that's inspired a ton of self-help books and even some big Hollywood movies. I mean, the idea of a dormant 90% is so attractive because it kind of gives us an easy excuse for our limits and, a really exciting promise of what we could be.
But what does the science, the actual hard data from neurologists and people who study this stuff for a living, what do they have to say about it? Is there any truth to this popular idea? It's time to put it to the test. Okay, so after all that hype, all the movies, all the talk, the scientific answer is super clear. The idea that we only use 10% of our brain is completely 100% false. It's a really cool story, but scientifically, it just doesn't hold up.
Right, but just saying it's false isn't the whole story. The really interesting question is why. I mean, if we're not using just 10%, then what is really happening inside our heads? Let's take a look at the evidence that totally debunks this myth.
So check this out. We have this amazing technology now, right? Like fMRI and PET scans, which lets scientists literally watch the brain as it works. And what they see is pretty incredible. Even for something super simple like tapping your finger, way more than 10% of your brain lights up. And over a whole day, doing all the things you do, you pretty much use your entire brain. In fact, as it says here, even when you're asleep or just resting, your brain is super busy doing things like organizing memories. So there isn't some huge unused 90% just sitting there. It's all getting used, just for different things at different times. So the next time you hear somebody drop that "we only use 10% of our brains" line, you'll know the real deal. And hey, if you like digging into stuff like this and getting the facts, make sure you follow us. We also really want to know what you think. Is there another one of those common knowledge facts you've always been a little suspicious of? Drop it in the comments, and who knows, we might just look into it for our next explainer.